through every chord. Power surge, the final word. Shatter chains with sonic waves. Carve the air like razor blades. No escape, no retreat. Victory tastes so sweet. Kicker unmasked, live it loud. Break the silence, join the crowd. Rock the planet, feel the fire. Shake the world, lift it higher. Hey, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It must be Tuesday, 7:30 on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram, because here we are live in the studio, and man, we have guests. We have real guests. Wait, we had guests last Tuesday, or 2 Tuesdays ago too, but these guests are going to spend most of the time talking to you guys and girls. This is going to be a lot of fun. So we have our friends Howard and Robert from MASQ in the studio. They made the trip down here to hang out with us. And then in the green room, we have Travis from IASCA. He's also going to join us in a little bit. So you're going to want to hear from all three of these guys. These are the experts in all things sound quality. So we're going to find out what makes them amazing. And of course, here in the studio tonight, we also have our help. We've got Ernie, we've got JW, we've got Stephen Bambro, and of course, Colin with a C, not Colin with a K. We do have 2 Collins in the building. One's got a C, one's got a K, one's an R&D, one's not. Colin C is with us tonight. So we've got all the experts, whether it be SQ or running the cameras or running the show or whatever it is, we've got all the experts here tonight. And a lot of great things to talk about. So let's check out who's with us from the Ethernet. Kicker Truck Travis, good evening. Brian Gary, hello Brian. I'm going to see you tomorrow morning, Brian. Thanks for helping us with Skills USA. We got a little update on Skills USA to talk about as well, so you're going to want to hear about that. Brian Park, SQ at HQ. Oh yeah, that's the name of the show. Thanks, Brian Park. I forgot. This is the sound quality at Kicker World headquarters. And you're going to want to hear about this event because it is the first of a kind. And if it goes as well as we think it's going to go, it's going to be the first of many to come. We're going to talk a little bit about the future of this program as well because the attendance is going to be off the hook. We've already got, well, it's full. If you want to compete, it's already full. So if you wanted to compete and you can't, you definitely still want to come check it out so you can learn from the experts on how to compete better the next time we offer this up. Sam Law, hello, good evening. Kyle Goddard, hello. Brian, good evening, everybody. Good evening to you too, Brian. And of course, I saw our friend there, Living Loud with Andy. Of course, she's always here, right? Was he first? Wait a minute, where's Bobby Burkett? Barrett, there you are, Bobby. Bobby, were you first tonight? Was Bobby first? No. Bobby was not first? Bobby, do you have a fever? Bobby, you okay? Man, I hope you're okay. Please check in with us once in a while. It's good to hear you. Brian Johnson, good evening. Scuba Steve, Scuba Steve. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I don't remember what it is. But good evening, Scuba Steve. So LLWA, I don't know what that is, but it must be clean because they put it on the screen for me to look at. So, all right, gentlemen, we're going to bring our guys in from the green room. They're finishing up their massages. Howard, you done? Yeah, his massage is done. Robert is waiting to get in here. So we're going to be right back. Give us about 60 seconds. We got to get these guys set up in their chairs, their headsets on and ready to go. So we'll be right back in 60 seconds. So please hang out. We'll see you in a moment.
More than 50 years, Kicker has been rocking the planet on anything that moves. Kicker, the legacy continues.
Something bad, your hands on the wheel, got a sexy touch. It's enough to make me and my Chevy blush. So long, take it off with that highway. Turn me on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And I promised Howard that I would lower my energy so as not to overpower the conversation. I just get really excited. So this is Howard and that's Robert. And these are our guests for tonight. And again, Travis with Iaska. He's waiting in the green room at his house, of course. And so we're going to start off with, gentlemen, please, Robert, first introduce yourself.
My name's Robert McIntosh. I've been competing for about 10, 12 years or so, spectator since the late 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, got to go to several finals as a spectator, and but didn't have the means or the ability to do it until just relatively recently, and been judging with Howard for most of that 10 years as well.
So I have to ask, I used to live in Binghamton, New York. Are you from Binghamton?
I am not.
You're not the
No.
McIntosh family. Okay.
No, I am not.
Unfortunately.
Nor
right?
related to the Apple stuff either.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Okay. Howard, who are you?
I'm Howard Cantor. I've been a competitor since the 90s.
Wow.
I grew up down in South Florida and competed, JL Audio, Speaker Warehouse,
Yeah.
all those places, Spring Break Nationals every year. Took a break for about 10 years, had a family,
Yes.
and then got back into it in 2009.
Okay.
I've been doing it continuously since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys both have a long history of sound quality.
Yeah.
Now, of course, sound quality was huge 80s, 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s. Then it kind of petered out a little bit, and now there's been a resurgence in that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Why has there been a resurgence in SQ?
I have no clue.
It's because of you guys, right? You guys.
I think just sound in general, like stereo, audio, music.
Yeah, yeah.
People just love it, and they're finding an avenue for it.
Sure,
So,
sure.
Yeah.
Now, it is my opinion, and I'd like you to tell me what your opinion is on this, that loud is much easier to achieve than good.
To a certain point, I would say yes. I mean, you know, I'm sure you guys are well aware that there are vehicles that get extremely loud that is not easy to do. By the same token, you know, having extreme sound quality is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It's relatively simple these days to get to that 70-75% level, but beyond that, where the competition level is,
Yeah.
it gets really, really difficult.
Yeah. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I hear plenty of loud car. When I say loud, I mean something loud enough that I don't actually want to listen to it because it hurts. That's pretty easy to achieve, really. But to make it sound really good
Yeah.
Yeah.
at a moderate and high volume, that's more of a challenge, I think.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's difficult.
And once you have heard a truly great sounding audio system, it's hard to listen to something mediocre.
It is very difficult.
Yeah, I'm actually dealing with that right now, going from a new daily driver
Yes.
without an audio system in its factory right now. So, yeah.
My friend Tiffany, who's definitely not watching, many, many years ago, I turned into an audiophile quite by accident. She lives in New York City, and she called me. She said, Aaron, I'm trying to buy some speakers for my apartment, and everything sucks, and it's because of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can make an audiophile out of somebody.
You can.
Yeah, once you've listened to several of these cars, and you know, even beyond just one day,
Yeah.
you know, if you go to a couple different shows or things like that, it's hard to listen to a stock system, even though they're not bad anymore.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of OEM systems are actually pretty nice.
Right.
But yeah, it's just not the same. So, yeah.
You get bitten by it.
Yeah,
You do.
there's been times when I've come home from big shows where you know, my car wasn't, you know, really there, and having spent all weekend hearing the cars that were there,
Yeah.
I drove home without sound.
Oh, I'm defeated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Or
I
after
get it.
judging cars for a full weekend.
Yeah.
And you get into your own car that's a daily driver.
Yeah.
Just turn the stereo off and drive
Yeah.
home in silence.
Then you just, oh man, it's horrible. So we want to get a little bit of the backstory on MASQ. MASQ, Mobile Auto Sound Quality.
Correct.
Right? What is the background of this organization?
So we started in 2016. We're 9 years old. We're going to have our 10th anniversary next season.
Wow.
Robert and I started this out as a way to bring sound quality competition back into Texas.
Okay.
There had been a major drop-off in competition. Texas and Oklahoma at one point was a huge area for it. I lived out on the East Coast. I had moved back to Texas
Okay.
in 2015, and there was nothing. Aggieland was it, and there was
Okay.
no other shows really. So I had been an event coordinator and a show host and a competitor out on the East Coast in the Maryland, Pennsylvania area. And I just kind of brought all that with me to Texas, and we started what was called the Red River Shootout.
Okay.
And it was 3 shows in Dallas and 3 shows in Oklahoma City at a shop that I partnered up with. And we just kind of went back and forth, and we started off, we had maybe 8 or 10 cars the first show, and by the end of the summer, we were seeing about 20, 25 cars a show.
That's fast.
Yeah, it was really quick. People were just, they wanted it.
Yeah.
Then that winter, after finals, Robert and I sat down and we got together, and we wanted to do something with our own rules, our own structure, our own points, and just our own thing instead of using the IASCA scorecard and their format. And we came up with MASQ. We sat down literally at his kitchen table like the week of Christmas when I was on vacation, and within 3 days the whole thing was born. So it just happened. It was very quick. It was very easy. We took all of our years of competition and judging knowledge and leaned on a few friends and made some phone calls and got a little bit of advice and some guidance, and MASQ was born. So.
How did you guys meet, actually?
Because of SoundCloud. I originally reached out to him, I think it was even before he moved back to Texas, and asking him, how to put on a show, because I had no clue at all.
Oh, okay.
And the individual that was putting on shows in Texas, he had moved to Memphis at the time, so that's kind of when it all kind of died for a while.
Okay.
And we wanted shows, and like I said, outside the Aggieland show, which was the biggest one around.
Sure.
Just kind of local shop shows, and I didn't know what to do, and so someone told me to reach out to Howard, and so I reached out to him, and then eventually when he moved back to Texas, I was just kind of helping him out on the side, and then I took the IASCA judge training, and then he kind of took me under his wing for being a judge, and it just kind of grew from there.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Now, it's important for the audience to understand, these gentlemen both have day jobs. Like, they have jobs that pay the bills, the mortgages, the car payments, stuff like that. So this is not your full-time gig.
Oh, no.
But it takes full time, right?
Yeah.
It does take a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time putting together shows around the country. We're not just in Texas.
Yeah.
We have shows everywhere from Maine to California, Southern California, and all points in between, starting from usually right around January, February is when we start to see our California shows and our Southern shows all the way through finals. So it's a lot of work. We have a lot of people who help us, but
I was going to ask, because you guys can't be at all the shows.
No.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
We have judges around the country.
Yeah.
We have people that we trust, that we've trained.
Yeah.
We've put through the paces we've worked with in person, and they kind of take the model and put it together and put it in place where they are.
So you kind of give them the format and say, here, execute this plan, and you'll have a great show.
Yep.
And
Yeah, we
that's
send them
it.
all the score sheets. The music is available online. We write liner notes for all of the tracks. So
You have a playlist online?
Yeah.
Oh, Ernie, can we talk about their playlist? Is that okay? Who's it? Is it on Spotify or?
It's on Amazon Music.
Amazon Music,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. It's mobile audio sound quality. MASQ. I think it's MASQ 2025 is this year's.
MASQ 2025. If you got 2 screens going, go to MASQ 2025 and Amazon Music and get the playlist, and that'll help you out. I want that playlist, so that's really cool.
It's a good one this year.
Yeah.
And we change it every year.
Yeah.
You do?
Oh yeah, I've got a master list that I work from.
Okay.
That has about 200 tracks, and it's constantly changing and evolving and growing. And I just kind of start listening to tracks right after finals.
Okay.
And by February, it's done and released to the public. And
Wow.
obviously Robert and I, we send stuff back and forth and notes, and
Yeah.
And we
you know,
send it to
I
our
like
other
this.
judges
Yeah.
and stuff like that to get
their
feedback.
input.
and-
Yeah, sure. God, I can't wait to hear it. I'm always looking for the next great demo track. And obviously we do a lot of listening in this building. And there's always someone's got something cool to listen to. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
one of the things that
excited.
we try to do with our tracks is, we have a few that are kind of very specific for certain areas of the score sheet, but we always have a couple that are fun tracks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, if you're just listening to, judging material,
Yes.
it gets kind of boring. So
Yes.
sometimes you want something kind of fun, and some vehicles, you want to bring that out and let's see what they can do. So
How many times have you heard Blue Raincoat?
I have not heard Blue Raincoat.
Never heard of
No, I don't know if I want to. But look on your face, so.
It's a vintage classic, but anyway. Okay, I'm getting off track here. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Oh yeah, so how did we get this show at Kicker on May 17th? How did that happen?
Robert and I were looking to kind of fill a hole in our schedule.
Okay.
I called Robert up and I said, I've got an idea. I had a vision for an idea of a way to bring sound quality back
Okay.
to the way it was in the 90s,
Yeah.
where vendors were involved.
Yeah.
Demo cars were there. On top of the competitors' cars,
Right.
it was just an event.
Yeah.
And I pitched it to Robert, and Robert was like, do it. And, I know Ernie. Ernie and I have been friends for probably about 15 years. And
Ernie Ficklin.
yeah, Ernie Ficklin. Yep. Yeah. So
he's back there.
he's behind us, running the board. I called Ernie, and I was like, Ernie, I have an idea. And I made a pitch to him, and he's like, you know what? I think this could work. And I just wanted the parking lot.
The Kicker parking lot.
Just wanted the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's it. I didn't need to be in the building. I didn't need Kicker's involvement other than to say, yes, you can do it on our property.
Yeah, because
And-
we're closed on weekends, by the
Yeah.
way.
So yeah, and Ernie called me back and he's like, I've got one better. How about we help you out with it? And it just started to snowball, and it's just turned into a big event.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, when Ernie first brought the idea to me, I thought, May 17th, wait a minute. I'm going to be out of the country. Can we move it? No, we cannot move it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to miss it, but there is a lot of excitement inside these walls for this event. Jacob Lucky on my team, he is so excited. It'll be his first competition ever.
Well, this is gonna be fun
And he's
for him.
so excited to compete.
Yeah.
And of course, he's a little nervous because he doesn't know what he's got till he's been judged. But everybody here at Kicker is so excited about this.
We've got some great cars coming out. Probably, I'd say 2 of the 5 best cars in the country.
Wow.
Very easily.
Yeah.
From our finals last year, we have our top scoring car is going to be here. Our second top scoring car is going to be here. Our King of the Hill, which is one of our formats that we offer, that winner is going to be here as well. So some of the best cars that are around are going to be here. There's a few that couldn't make it, unfortunately, but I think they're going to be here next year. So.
Yeah.
Our audience has a lot of bass-loving bass heads, and we love you. We love you. You brought us to the party. But we want to expand some of your horizons. Come to Kicker on May 17th and listen to some of these cars.
Yeah.
Because you can literally have a spine-tingling, non-SPL, life-changing experience in a car that can win.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want
yeah.
our audience to have that experience.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, this group of people, they are all eager to demo their cars for people.
Yes.
I mean, back in the 90s, everybody kept their cars closed. I didn't want to tell you about my, anything special, it was all secret. Now it's come listen, come look. And that's kind of, I think, been part of the growth is people are seeing what you can do in a car beyond just factory locations.
Yeah.
And some of these cars are crazy installs.
Now, when we had our show meeting, you talked about there's a car that is a center drive.
Yes.
Yes.
So they actually physically rearranged the vehicle
Oh yeah.
to make a center drive.
down to
And
the
more
shell.
so.
And more.
so,
Yes.
yes.
It's actually remote controlled.
Yeah.
So
Remote control, we're not talking RC.
no.
Small.
It's a Volt.
Yeah, that's
A Chevy Volt.
A Chevy Volt.
Remote control Chevy Volt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell us about the subwoofer system.
He has two 15-inch subs, and where your normal engine would go. So
yeah, in the front of the car.
in the front of the car,
15s
two
in
15s.
front of the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 3 feet in front of the driver.
3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on the seating position of the car. Yeah, there's a 43-inch
That's a 42 or 43-inch
curved screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
where the dash is.
Yeah. That's a pretty crazy install.
And an average guy can get in this car and listen to it.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, Brian's always eager to let people listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves it.
That's incredible. Well, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make sure we're on track here. Let's bring Travis in. You guys all know each other, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I haven't met Travis
Yeah.
yet. So, Ernie, can we bring Travis into the feed? Welcome, Travis. Good evening.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so glad you're here. And of course, you've been listening to our conversation, so you kind of have an idea of what we're talking about here. And now these guys are going to be quiet for just a few minutes while we hear from you, Travis. And first of all, who are you and how did you get here?
So I'm Travis Chen. I'm the president of IASCA. Howard and Robert had asked me to join them in this kicker event. So gladly, I was like, sure, definitely count us in.
Excellent. Now, what does IASCA stand for?
IASCA stands for the International Auto Sale Challenge Association. It was
And
started
Go ahead.
It started in 1988 as NACA, started by a few manufacturer representatives. It was mainly made to be a promotional tool for the car audio industry.
Okay.
And then 1989, it became the International Auto Sale Challenge Association. And then it passed through hands, went to Paul Papadakis after a few years. And then in 2019, I had acquired it towards the end of the year.
So you are now the owner and president of IASCA. And now, is this your full-time job, or you have a day job as well?
I have a daytime job.
So you do this for the love of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, it definitely makes a difference when you've got gentlemen who are passionate enough to set aside the rest of their lives to do something like this. And clearly you're part of that club, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, it's been fun. You know, some of our events have MASQ with it, and I get to spend time with Howard and Robert. So you know, it's fun because we have this small community going on, and hopefully we can get it to grow.
Now, it's interesting that MASQ and IASCA, which are, I mean, really you guys are sort of competing sanctioning bodies, but you work together. How does that work?
I wouldn't necessarily say that we're competing against each other. We're just another offering.
Okay.
You know, MASQ focuses on SQ. IASCA focuses on both SQ and SPL.
Okay.
So there's so there's differences. We've got different track lists. We have a little bit different scoring mechanism. So, you know, it's a little different here and there.
A guy that competes in MASQ and IASCA, he may be the best at MASQ, but not the best in IASCA. Is that possible?
Yes.
It is possible, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of rare, but it is possible. Yeah. At least from like say a top three kind of thing. Yeah, they're usually the same across. But
So the cars that are going to be here at Kicker, they're going to be mostly competing in both formats?
yes,
Right?
I
Okay.
believe almost all of them are competing in both.
Wow. And how many cars do we have? Do we know how many cars we have coming?
We have, so there's 20 for the money round, which is full, that you mentioned earlier, and we currently have 25 or 26 for the regular MASQ, and I think IASCA is right around that same number.
Yep, we're right about the same.
That is fantastic. Now, let's talk about money round. For a novice, what is a money round?
So the money round is a bonus round, if you will.
Okay.
And sometimes it's a custom score sheet, sometimes it's not. And for this particular show, it is our score sheet. We have, for this show, we have 3 judges that are judging. They're using their own music, their own selection.
Oh, okay.
That actually will be released in the next week or so.
Okay.
We know what it is, and but we'll release that. And it's basically a run what you brung. There are no classes. It's a single grouping, and the top car of all 20 wins and on down. So the guys with the OEM installs are competing against the mega installs.
Wow.
And the payout this year, we have a $5,000 prize pool plus prizes, a $5,000 cash pool.
$5,000 cash.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's prizes.
Yeah, and prizes. We have
Good prizes.
We have about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of prizes so far, and we're paying out top 5.
Wow.
And we're also offering 2-seat. So for those that remember the old days where it was only 2-seat, we are having a 2-seat competition as well, and we're paying out first and second for 2-seat.
First and second.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Now, is IASCA and MASQ, is it the same pool of money? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, so the money round technically isn't MASQ or IASCA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so if someone competed in IASCA and didn't do MASQ or vice versa, they can still compete in the money round.
Okay. So basically, anybody who shows up could compete in 3 different events.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And this all happens in one day.
In one day this year, yeah.
Yes, it's organized chaos.
Yeah.
Wow. Usually these type shows are two-day events. And because it's one day, that's why we limited it to 20 entries for the money round, just so we can get through the day.
Sure. Hey, Travis, do you have a playlist that the audience can download and listen to?
Yeah, so we've got 10 tracks that we use throughout the year. If you go to the IASCA website,
Okay.
up on the menu, there's a selection that says SQC tracks. You go there and it outlines the 10 tracks and with 3 different ways to acquire them.
Okay. Good. All right. So the folks that want to dabble in SQ that are in the audience tonight, you guys can go to IASCA's website and get that playlist, plus get the MASQ playlist from Amazon Music and start listening to your system with the music that's going to be used to judge, and that'll give you an idea
Absolutely.
how good your car sounds to you. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, for our bass head friends out there, turn the subwoofers down. Is that right? Accurate?
A little bit.
Yeah, turn them down a little bit.
What
do you think?
Not too far down, though.
Not too far.
Not too
Not too
down.
far.
Yeah.
But you want to have a smooth transition.
Yes.
Between mid
Balanced.
bass and sub bass. Yeah. Okay. John Myers works here at Kicker, one of my favorite guys. He has mid bass for days in his car. Mm-hmm. He is the mid bass master, and I just love great smacking mid bass. So, yeah.
Yep.
I've got a note here from Mr. Bambro. Any Kicker dealers that want to come hang out at the event and set up. So if you're a Kicker dealer and you want to bring a tent, bring a car, bring some friends, bring your family, contact Ernie here at Kicker, and we'll find some space for you. If you're a Kicker dealer, contact Ernie and come hang out with us and set up, and you can talk to some customers and listen to some great sounding cars too.
Yeah.
So thank you for that note. That's a great note. Great. Let's talk about some sponsors. So who are the guys and girls, the companies that are making all of this possible?
So obviously Kicker.
Woohoo!
A huge thank you to you guys for letting us do this. We've partnered up with 10, 11 companies with this. Riven, which is a processor company.
Okay.
They are actually one of our title sponsors for this. They're our trophy sponsor.
Okay.
So they've been a huge help. Resonix, which is a distributor and also a dampening company.
Okay.
So Karma Car Audio, which is a speaker manufacturer.
Okay.
RSD Cables
Wow.
is going to be here. They're a prize donator as well.
Excellent.
For a custom set of cables. They literally make them to order.
So these are crazy expensive quality cables.
Yeah, you can buy anything from mid-range retail to very high-end he makes.
Excellent.
Yeah, and everything in between. So
And he's going to be here so you can listen to and play with his cables.
yeah,
Oh, that's
absolutely.
so cool.
Yep. MSC out of Tulsa. Arc Audio is going to be here, and
Nice.
that's who's bringing the Volt.
Oh, the Arc Audio Volt.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Arc Audio Volt's
Very
coming.
nice,
Yes,
very nice.
They're awesome. Sound Factory Warehouse
Okay.
out of Knoxville is a prize donator for us.
Nice.
Alpine and Kenwood stepped up, and they are huge.
Wait, say that again slowly.
Alpine and Kenwood have both stepped up, and they've donated cash to make this a $5,000 prize pool. Yeah.
Alpine and Kenwood,
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you
Huge
guys.
thanks. Audio Intensity out of California.
Okay.
And Brax Helix
Very nice.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So that's some big names
Yeah.
and some small, great product names.
Yes. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you guys, and Travis, yourself included, you have really developed something where some really big name companies, high quality companies, want to be involved with this event.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like after this goes as well as it's going to go, it's only going to get bigger for next year.
Next year. Before I talk next year, Travis, did we forget anybody in the sponsor list?
No, I think you guys covered it all.
Okay, okay. I want to make sure we don't leave out any love, because there's certainly a lot of love to be had. Now, I want to talk a little bit about next year, too, because when Ernie first brought this idea to me, I had a sudden flash into the future. And I'm not an oracle, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know that Mr. Steve and Becky Irby, who owns KICKER, they are right now building an outdoor amphitheater in downtown Stillwater. We have a whole city block, and we're building an outdoor amphitheater with a beer garden. It's got a play area for kids with a splash pad. It's got musical instruments. It's got some history of music in Oklahoma. Of course, Red Dirt Music is a thing here. Last weekend, we had 200,000 people in Stillwater for 4 days, which is crazy. Yeah. So I'm seeing that if this event really is amazing, Travis, we're counting on you too. If this event is as amazing as it should be, then next year we could actually do this downtown Stillwater at the KICKER Amphitheater.
Yes.
That's what I'd like to see happen.
That'd be amazing.
The plan for next year is 2 days instead of one, opening it up to a larger group.
Yeah.
Hopefully music on
Yeah.
Saturday night, or
On
an
the
event on Saturday night, live
stage.
music.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Sunday closing out the show, and then maybe awards on the stage in the amphitheater, something like that. Yeah.
And just, Travis, since you haven't been here yet, just as the cherry on top, so Steve and Becky have a son, Joel, and Joel has a brewery. And Joel's tap room in Stillwater can be seen from the KICKER soundstage. So we've got a fantastic place to hang out that has some excellent adult beverages to be included in this event.
Yeah.
So this is going to be very special, but we have to make it amazing this year so that we have the momentum for next year.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have food trucks, I believe, coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, barbecue
Yes.
for lunch on Saturday.
We won't starve you. So Travis, any thoughts, anything to add?
No, I'm totally looking forward to coming out there. I can't wait to get a tour.
Well, Steve does the best tours. I'm the second best tour guide. So hopefully you get Steve, but if not, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
So have we missed anything? Oh, let's take some questions. Yeah, we've got questions. I keep forgetting the audience is watching us because I just get involved in the conversation. So questions. Sam Law, good evening, Sam. Can they cover how they're scoring? Install, creativity, tonal quality. So what is the criteria?
You want to take it?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
You're Mr. Technical.
I'll start with the easiest one, install. We are still working on our install rules right now.
Okay.
We're almost done with them. IASCA does have install. They've had it for many, many years. And depending on the class that you are in, install can be either optional or not optional. Kind of depends on the class.
Sure.
From the creativity aspect goes along with install. The tonal quality, soundstage, those are all big pieces of the scoring of the score sheet. We listen for from soundstage. We listen to for imaging. We listen for focus, the depth of the soundstage, how wide it is relative to the vehicle. The most important part, of course, is the tonal quality. And for the most part, a really good high-scoring IASCA car and tonality is also going to be a high-scoring MASQ car as well.
Okay.
Our tonality is we kind of break it up in a few more areas, but in general, they pretty much cover the same kind of areas. And the music selections that we have are geared towards listening for certain things: so male vocals, female vocals, large venues, small venues, and that sort of thing. So yeah.
Even like the room ambiance.
Oh, yes.
is sort of part
There's
of that
live
scoring.
recordings. We have a couple of live tracks where you can tell that they're in either a large venue or a small venue.
Okay, that's the minutia that
Yes.
really
Yeah.
gets
That's
the
the hard
men
part.
from the boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Travis, anything to add to that?
No, it's pretty much similar. You know, for our install, we go through safety, we go through presentation, installation integrity. So how well was it installed? The craftsmanship of it. You know, a little bit of creativity in there, and then for sound quality, it's pretty much kind of the same thing. We look for tonal accuracy, building up that sound stage, you know, and then imaging. So where are the locations of all of these instruments or vocals, and then listening for noise and ease of control.
So, Travis, in the old days when I was young and we all were thinner, one of the things that we would tell people who wanted to compete was find a home audio system and listen to it to give yourself a benchmark. Is that still kind of a good rule of thumb?
That is a very good rule of thumb. And that is, we go to some high-end listening rooms with our judges to try to get them kind of fine-tuned, you know, because it's like really hard to get everybody to the actual live recording to match our track list. So yeah, so having a good home reference is perfect. We just came from a big home audio show this past weekend, and there were lots of listening opportunities there.
Oh, that's fantastic. So does IASCA have a home audio sort of division or something?
No, we just partner with different shops that have really, you know, really well done listening rooms. And so last month we took 15 of our top sound quality judges, and we spent the whole weekend there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did a training with Genesis Audio
Oh, yeah.
in Gahanna, Ohio.
Okay.
And he has a listening room. It's just unbelievable. It's crazy.
So no cars ever matched it?
I don't know that anything I've ever heard is ever matched. Forget cars. It's probably one of the greatest listening rooms I've ever heard.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's got $100,000 speakers in another room. Somebody had said that the one listening room was about $500,000.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's
Wow.
just stacks of Macintosh home amplifiers, JBL cabinets, subwoofers lined up across. I mean, it's dampened and the room is silent, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, one of the most impressive things to me about high quality audio is the effortless reproduction of sound with a truly high quality system. There's no straining, there's no stress. It's just what it needs to be, incredibly dynamic, but as soft as it needs to be when it needs to be soft.
Yeah.
And everything in between, and that's really hard to do.
And that's one of the things that the truly high-end cars do better than the typical good sound quality car.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we listen for is, you know, how transparent and how effortless is
Yeah.
it, and yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's fun. I wish I was going to be here. Next question. Kicker, Base Mandan in Michigan. Are there any Michigan-based judges? Who do I contact? Oh, yeah. Any Michigan-based judges you guys know of?
We have judges who go into Michigan
Okay.
from Ohio,
Okay.
but I don't know that we have anybody in Michigan. We work with a shop, Only Tints,
Only Tints? Okay.
which is, I'm not quite sure exactly where in Michigan they are. I can't remember. It's a smaller town outside of Detroit, if I remember correctly. And they usually bring a judge in to do MASQ shows.
Okay, but not based there. Travis, do you have anybody based in Michigan?
Nobody based there, but we send people there. We have several people in like neighboring states, and
Okay.
I think we just had an event in Michigan, or we're about to have one. So one of
That
my
sounds-
East Coast judges has that lined up.
It sounds like that gentleman would like to become a judge. So, sir, just reach out to MASQ and IASCA, and you guys can take conversation offline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, both of us have training seminars throughout the year. There's probably 4 or 5 probably throughout the year between us all. So, yeah, we're always looking for judges.
Good,
Always,
good.
yeah.
Next question. Midnight Munchies. There's a lot of jokes out of that one, huh? For some of us who are still SQL people, how would we volunteer or get certified to judge? I think we just answered that.
Yeah,
Perfect
just
follow-on.
reach out to us. They can reach us through our Facebook page, and we'll connect them and get them taken care of.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But no munchies, right? You can't bring the munchies.
It's a bring your own munchie kind of thing.
Bring your own munchies.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. Who else we got? More questions. Kyle, is Garrick showing up? Garrick? Anybody know Garrick?
I don't
No,
know who
Garrick?
I don't know.
Travis, you know Garrick?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, so sorry, we don't know Garrick. But tell him to come anyway.
Yeah.
We'd love to have him.
absolutely.
Or her, if it's a her. I'm not
Sounds
sure.
great.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was a quick one.
The license plate game.
Sounds great. Okay, sounds great. Sorry, I'm slow. Does IASCA have records of winners from competitors from 94 to 95? Do you have records back that far, Travis?
I don't have them documented, but we're trying to get access to them. You know, I've got most of the magazines from back in the day because I started competing in '94, so I was buying all the magazines back then, and those had lists. So it's kind of a long process of trying to get all those records put together.
Sure. Okay. So not yet. Sounds great. Next question. What do we have? Live it up. Hey, Andy. Good evening. Andy, you guys know Andy, right? Kicker Club Andy. So Andy, question. In Roberts and Howard's opinion, what would be the best driver to achieve great results in one of your SQ classes?
The one that sounds best to you at the budget you can afford.
The
There
one
you go.
that
Yes.
sounds best to you within the budget you can afford.
Absolutely.
So this is a great point, and I think this is where Andy's going with this. What is more important, the installation or the driver that's being installed?
The installation, and then the person that tunes it.
Yes.
The installation first,
Yes.
then the person that tunes it,
Yes.
then the driver.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Travis, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd say tuning is very important that people forget a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very easy to make an extremely expensive speaker sound bad. And the vice versa. You know, you can take a I wouldn't say cheap, but an inexpensive driver.
Yeah.
And in the hands of a good tuner, it can sound really, really good. You can go pretty far with not a lot of money.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So that means that if you're working with a pretty serious budget, you can still make a really good sounding install
Oh, absolutely.
with proper tuning, installation techniques, damping, and all that. So,
Yep.
yeah, Andy, good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, Brian Gary. Amen, Howard. So, Brian recently moved here to Stillwater just in the last few months.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Brian?
I know Brian.
You
yeah.
know, you know Brian.
Brian used to
Okay.
be down in Carrollton.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yep.
Well, he is now helping us out with Skills USA. He's the national co-chair, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight. So,
Yep.
hi, Brian. Thanks for being here. Oh, you're leaving early tomorrow, so you're not
Yeah,
gonna
we
get to see
actually, he had reached out to me to see if we can get together, but my
Yeah.
trip is in and
Yeah.
out so quickly.
too fast. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Yeah. I'll catch
right.
him next time I'm here.
Yeah, May 17th. Next question. What do we got? Brian Park, good evening. What? Okay. If I may, bass frequency response on amps. I noticed that every brand is different. Does it really make a difference? So the stated frequency response of an amplifier in the sub-bass region, does it make a difference? What do you guys think?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I haven't built an SPL
What do you
system.
think?
I was hoping he'd answer.
I haven't built an SPL system since I was like in my early 20s.
Yeah. Okay.
I just
Okay.
hear.
I could tell you, and I'd probably be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Travis, what are your thoughts on that question?
Oh boy, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I'm more focused on what the outcome is, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I suspect that as long as you're dealing with a reputable brand, you're going to get the response that you're expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of TMU amplifiers out there. There's a lot of questionable stuff that looks nice, that actually is this big.
Yeah, I was going to say, you open up the top and there's no electronics in it at all. Yeah.
So avoid that stuff. But if it's a brand you've heard of, then you're probably going to get the response you're looking for. And it goes back to the tuning, enclosure design,
Absolutely.
bracing, tuning,
Yeah.
crossover point, all of that stuff. So yeah, put more time into the tuning and less into the choice of product.
Yeah.
Good questions. Let's take one more question, and then we'll bid these gentlemen good night. Brian, good evening. Do you guys look for 40 hertz and below? Is there any?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very important.
Yes.
I mean, building the foundation of a system happens. I mean, we actually have some test tracks and some stuff on our playlist that plays down to about 8 hertz.
8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8.
So yes, we do look for below.
Yes.
40 hertz.
Okay. I guess I said correct.
I don't know about this year's IASCA tracks, but some of the tracks that they've had in the past have had like 14 hertz pipe organ, notes and things like So low stuff is important.
Yes.
So this is a great time. I'm going to tell you about a phone call I got just recently. A gentleman reached out to me through Kicker Switchboard, and the gentleman doesn't have any vision, so he's blind, and he listens to his Kicker system in his house, in his bedroom, and he likes pipe organ music. And so he reached out and he said, do you think that I could come to Kicker and listen to some pipe organ music on the wall of boom? And I said, let me find out. So I reached out to Mr. Irby. I said, Steve, we got a really unusual request here, and I want to run it through you before I say yes or no. And he said, absolutely. Tell him to come down.
I bet that was, having
awesome.
heard it today for the first time myself, hearing pipe organ music through that would be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't come yet. We haven't set the dates yet, but we're going to play our first ever pipe organ music through the wall of boom.
There's some great stuff out there.
I'm excited. Kicker from a dealer, Car Mobile Audio.
Yes.
Can you tell the viewers why spectators and manufacturers being involved is so important to the success of the industry and hobby?
So Karma is one of our sponsors, and he's actually, Adam is probably who sent this in. Thank you, Adam. It's really important because manufacturers want to see a return on their investments.
Of course.
Before they make the investment, they want to know that people are going to show up.
Yes.
So the most important thing is that the competitors are willing to open their vehicles up.
Yes.
And let people see, let people listen, let people demo, which 95% of the competitors out there today are more than happy to show off the work that they've done. These guys put a lot of time and money and effort into their cars, and they want people to see it.
Sure.
I mean, I know I don't build my car for myself 100%.
Yeah.
And I like to let people listen.
Yeah.
So having the competitors willing to let the spectators listen shows that spectators are now showing back up. And then they're asking questions. What's in your car?
Yeah.
Why did you choose this?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do here? And then the sponsors of these vehicles are now getting, advertising time. They're seeing their investment into cars being, I guess, expanded to new competitors or
Right.
even just new consumers.
Right.
So having the competitor work with the manufacturer to show the consumer it's just bringing everything full circle. I know that, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, when you go to spring break nationals or finals, there would be 100 manufacturers there, 75 manufacturers. They all had not only their product, but they all had demo vehicle.
Yeah.
Some had multiple cars. And while the competitors weren't as willing to let you listen and look, the manufacturers loved when
Right.
people did that. So
Right.
one of the things that we're trying to do here, and I called every manufacturer that either I had a contact with or I called switchboards.
Yeah.
I mean, I called everybody, distributors, everybody I knew from all of my years. Some of them looked at me like I had two heads. And
Yes.
Why would you invite me to come to a show at Kicker?
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily I'm inviting you to come to a show at Kicker.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring something back.
Yes.
And some of them, I mean, there's a full dozen of them that are going to be here that believe the same thing that Robert and I believe and Travis believes, and that's, come out. The spectators will come if you build it, they will come.
Yes, yes.
And that's kind of what my pitch has been. Help me build this so that they will come. Will it be like it was in the 90s and 2000s? Probably not. But if we can get back to something close to that, then it's a win for us.
Well, and looking to the future, we kind of talked about this a few minutes ago. This show is the seed that is planted on May 17th. And a year from this show, we will see something bigger than what we planted. And that's going to draw more consumers, more competitors, more manufacturers. And at some point in the very near future, this could become the biggest event of the spring.
Absolutely.
And that would be amazing.
It would be fantastic, yeah. I mean, even if it was just a showcase event where the manufacturers, a Knowledge Fest type event where manufacturers show up, they bring their booths, they bring their demo cars out. Why can't we do it with competitors also?
Right,
So
right.
Knowledge Fest and things like that are not open to the public.
Right.
I would love for this to be a Knowledge Fest type event that's open to the public.
That's a good point too, is that guys like Travis and Howard and Robert are going to be on hand, and you can talk to these guys, these literal experts, and guys who are the best at what they do. Most of the time, they love to share that knowledge with people who are eager to learn. And so if you can spend 5 or 10 minutes with Travis or Howard or Robert, these guys will impart their wisdom into you to get you started in your own SQ, SPL, SQL mission.
One thing I like to add with that is, if you come out as a spectator and maybe you're a little nervous of asking someone to get in the car, you see a car but there's the individual's not there, find one of us with a judging shirt on, whether it's the IASCA shirts or the MASQ shirts. Find one of us and say, either I like to listen to one car, or I like to listen to that car, whatever, and we will find that person for you. We know who all the competitors are. If you say I want to listen to some that looks stock, okay, you need to go see so and so and so and so and so, and we will definitely help you out there. And a lot of times I know it's when I was still a spectator, it was hard to walk up to like a group of guys and just say, hey, I want to listen to a car.
It's intimidating.
And it is, and with a lot of these guys, they come from all over the country, and so they only get to see each other 3-4 times a year. So they get together, but come up to one of the judges, ask us to point you in the right place. We'll go interrupt the conversation for you and get you in a car to listen to.
Thank you for adding that.
Also, bring your own music. Bring music that you are familiar with. Not like, I don't want to say not rap or hip hop or super bass heavy stuff, but bring a good selection of music that you are familiar with, that you like, that you don't mind listening in a hot car to, because it may be a little on the warm side. Whether it's with via a USB stick or your cell phone, have a cable just in case there isn't a cable available.
Lots
in the car.
of Bluetooth.
You don't want to do Bluetooth, but and just be prepared. If
That's
you
great.
have something to listen to, it makes it easier, because I can tell you from my personal experience, the first thing I ask somebody who I'm giving a demo to is, what do you want to listen to? And you may not like what I have.
Yes.
So if you hand me a thumb drive, I'm going to put your thumb drive into my car and we're going to listen to your stuff. You'll be sitting in the driver's seat. You'll have control.
Wow.
The volume control and the track list, and you just kind of go through it and just start listening.
That's a great invitation.
Yeah.
Travis, any final thoughts?
No, I'm just looking forward to coming out there and sharing the love of car audio with everyone.
Are you bringing a car?
No, I'm flying.
You're fine. Okay, I understand that.
A rental car.
Got that factory Bose system. All right, well, Travis, thank you, sir, for being here. And Howard and Robert, thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having
been
us.
So much fun.
Yeah, this has been
meeting
awesome
you guys.
today.
I'm sorry I'm going to miss this event, but I'll certainly catch it on the next one.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to let these gentlemen go back to the green room, finish up their massages. Looks like Travis is probably ready for dinner, and we'll be right back.
It's been a long road since the original Kicker christened that first pickup truck. It kicked off a car audio renaissance, and upgrading your music in a vehicle was a requirement. America's music machines became living loud over your passion, your emotion, your existence. Outdoors or on the open road, your sound is Kicker.
Music is my passion, my livelihood, and it's in my DNA. My pals at Kicker Marine Audio gave me a chance to take the music, what I love and listen to, at home, on stage, and in the car, onto the water. Hi, this is Jason Bonham, and I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Kicker Audio for inspiring the songs and the stories behind the music that inspires America. Go overboard!
Welcome back. Thank you for coming back. We're so glad to have you. We've had some great questions, a lot of chatter, and these three gentlemen taking their time to spend with us this evening, it's been really special. I really am genuinely sad that I'm not going to be here for this event. I have other family obligations, but man, it's going to be such a good time. So what up next? We've got, oh yes, a new product that is now available. The Solo X8. You have been waiting for it. It is here, it is ready, it is available, and it is monstrous. Let me tip this up real quick here. Take a look at that. It looks like the motor is almost the same size as the cutout, which could be a challenge putting in the enclosure, but we're certainly going to see an awful lot of these underneath the seats and pickups, maybe a wall of these in a sedan or an SUV. This is going to be a lot of fun. Now this does have a different power rating than the 10, 12, and 15. I'm going to double check it, but I believe it's 800 RMS. So it's still plenty of good clean power on this subwoofer. It is reconable, but because of the sheer size of it, the diminutive size, it is not a glueless recone. So you are going to have to use some glue to recone these. It's still pretty straightforward using our traditional method of reconing, but again, because of the size, we could not physically bolt it together like the 10, 12, 15, and 18. So a little bit different process there, but it is reconable, about 800 RMS, also designed for beefy ported enclosures. Actually, that's my one of my Q&A questions here tonight. I'm going to jump ahead just a little bit. The technical question is, with the Q-Class L7 8-inch coming to an end, it is coming to an end. That's the Q-Class L7 8. That's the 8-inch square subwoofer. It is coming to an end. Will the recent debut of the L7X, could it be used in an SQ setup? That's probably up for opinion, and the gentlemen that are in the green room now, they're probably going to be a lot better suited to answer this question than I am. And I would say it depends on what you're looking for. Will it sound good? Yes. Will it be at that pinnacle of performance? Well, most of the guys at the very peak of their performance are typically running more of a sealed enclosure system for the different response characteristics. And this is really designed for a ported enclosure. So I will challenge you, whoever asked that question and whoever is curious, I will challenge you to build a subwoofer system using the L7X8 and make it sound fantastic, and then prove to us that it is a great sounding subwoofer. So there's your answer. Also shipping now, and I think we already talked about this a couple weeks ago, but our PXA amplifiers, that's the waterproof IP66, IP67 waterproof amplifiers, they have DSP, digital signal processing, built into them. And it's always been there. But just recently, we developed an adapter that you, the consumer, can purchase from kicker.com or your local authorized Kicker dealer or online retailer. You can purchase this adapter. You take 6 screws off the bottom of the amplifier, remove this little cover, and there's a little plug-in port. You plug in this PX adapter and you flick this little switch. There's a little bitty dip switch in there, and there'll be a little blue LED light that turns on, and that tells you the amplifier is now ready to be talked to by the DSP software in your PC. So now you use a USB-C cable to connect from that adapter to your laptop, download our free software, and now you've unlocked the DSP in the 5-channel and the 4-channel amplifier. So that is available now. If you already bought PXA amplifiers, this works because the DSP is already in the amplifier. You just have to unlock it using that dongle and the software. So that's available now, kicker.com, and of course authorized Kicker retail partners. So that's what's new and shipping. We already answered the question about this guy, so the other technical question I have is, I'm looking for the best staging and focal point for my dash in the car or truck. Which would result in the best staging? The KSMT 2504 dual pod, that's our 2 3/4 inch and tweeter mounted on top of it. Looks like a snowman. That's a surface mount pod. Is that better, or something like the KSC 2704, which is our 3/4 inch that goes in most dash locations, typically like a Bose system, and a 1-inch tweeter, our KST 1-inch tweeter in the A-pillar? So essentially the question is, should I put this in the dash location and then put this tweeter in the A-pillar? Or should I use the pod where the tweeter is right on top of the mid-range? And aside from the aesthetics, I personally would recommend using this pod. Hey, I got some yahoos over here that are making fun of me. They're trying to mimic me. So I personally would recommend using the pod because the tweeter is on top of the mid-range, and these are absolutely on the same plane. So whenever you clock them or you aim them, you're aiming them exactly the same direction. And this is going to give you a much better image than trying to go from here and here in these two different locations. So if you don't mind the cosmetics, go with the pod. Excellent question. Thank you very much. And my sound judges approve of my answer. So thank you, gentlemen. I probably should have answered it while they were still on camera with me. Let's look at some fail picks. My pen isn't working there. Let's look at some fail picks. We love fail picks. All right, let's see what Ernie's got for us today. All right, Ernie, let's take a look at this fail pick. So let's zoom in on this. Okay, you guys, you see this cable right here? This cable goes from the hatch to the backup camera, the reverse camera. So this install, this was probably done in a hurry. You know, maybe it was 25 below zero in Michigan in the dead of night, and they just had to do the install right now. So maybe that's why they left it looking like that. They're probably going to fix it later. They're probably going to go home and fix it later. So, yeah. Again, if this is your car, we're not trying to make fun of you. We're just laughing with you, not at you. That is an Ontario license plate, though, so that's our friends up in the frozen north. And this one, now this is a winner. Ernie loves these. I think this is probably Ernie's second car. Ernie, was this your second install? No, that wasn't yours. I mean, there's so much to love about this picture. I'll just let you guys take a look at it and take it all in and enjoy it for what it is. That's just a fabulous install. You know, that's not a fused distribution block, so I'm not sure if there's even a fuse on this or not, but you know, I bet it bangs right up until the point when it turns into fire. So there you go. Again, if that's you, we're not trying to laugh at you, just with you. We all had to learn somewhere. Ernie, actually, he sent me a funny video, too, that I want to see. Where's that video that was just so much wrong with this? Okay, go back to my laptop, Ernie, please. I want to, no, come on, Facebook, don't make me sign up or sign in. I want to see this funny video here. Okay, here we go. This is a Gee-Whiz Bang install. Now, yep, that is a Home Depot bucket with what looks like a KICKER. That is a vintage KICKER comp subwoofer, 12-inch, that fits in that bucket. Now, I've actually heard 12-inch woofers in buckets sound pretty decent. I don't know the physics behind it, but apparently it does work. Now that capacitor, it looks like probably a 1 farad capacitor laying there. That's not bolted down to anything. That's definitely a fire hazard. Because oh, Brian Gary, this is your car. Brian? Come on, dude. Oh, it's not, okay, corrected, it's not Brian's car. It's just one that he found and sent us. So yeah, that's a real winner there. Thank you for that. Okay, now let's look at some great pictures. I have a lot of great pictures because we've had a lot going on in the last little bit. So let's start with Kicker U. So we had our Kicker U in-house training event, and that was actually, if you remember, that was the night that you folks were here with us on Kicker Unmasked. We had some studio audience, and I took a couple of pictures that I want to share with you. So Oklahoma State University here in Stillwater, they have a wake boat that they purchase new every year. And of course, they reach out to us to upgrade the audio system. And so here, they brought the boat in for us for a couple hours to show off to our guests. And it's got 4 the KMTC 9-inch, or I'm sorry, 11-inch cans up here. And that's powered by a KXMA 1200.2. And then we've got all the new MSC and MSS premium marine coaxials and components throughout the boat here and here. And then we've got a 12-inch subwoofer running free air and our new enclosed 10-inch subwoofer in the cargo space. And this is such an awesome sounding system. Just thunderous bass, but it's accurate. It's not the overpowering IASCA judges detest so much. Why is the second picture not pulling up? Ernie, hold on a second. I do have another picture a little bit closer up here. Come on, laptop. Don't fail me now. There we go. So here's a couple of our guests enjoying it. And behind it, you can't see Stephen Bambro, but he is running the mobile boom room that is in the XRV. If you go through this door here, you can see my pointer. You go through that door and you go up here to the right, you go up a couple of stairs, and you're in the mobile boom room. And this thing is brutal. The floor is vibrating to the point where it's actually uncomfortable to stand on it. So if you sit down, well, you know, it's just worse. But yeah, so that was part of the demos we were doing for our guests. So that's fun pictures. And some more cool photos. Check this out. We're not sure who this is or where this is, but this is a Kicker K with a Warhorse logo in the background, all lit up with beautiful neon. And of course, it changes colors. Yes?
That's Jeremy Boyd, one of our competitors.
It's Jeremy Boyd's. Oh my gosh. Okay, it is Jeremy Boyd. Jeremy works for Car Toys up in the Pacific Northwest, and he's been a Kicker competitor for a long, long time. And this is a beautiful install. Check that thing out. Now look, you can tell it's not done yet, but he is going nuts with this thing. And man, does he do a great job. He actually had 2 of the original Warhorse amplifiers in a Tahoe. I think it was a Tahoe many years ago, probably 2009, 2010. And brutal, unbelievable. So that's a cool set of pictures to look at. And then, oh yeah, I was up in Salt Lake last week in Salt Lake. And so our rep distributor up there, Antonio, he has a 16-year-old daughter who is way into modifying her Jeep. And she's pretty good. I want to show you what she did to her Jeep. Check this out. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so there's me grinning. We're in the parking lot of their event there. So that is a Q-Class 15. And I want to get a little bit closer. Again, she's 16 and she did all this work by herself. Of course, her dad was walking her through it. But up here, this purple thing here, this is one of the ports. There's a port on either side. So she actually ran this port through here and then finished it off with a nice little grill. She did this etching down here. There are Q-Class amplifiers in there. Yeah, of course, there's me mugging it again. Q-Class amplifiers down in the floor. Oh, this is the side-by-side they have inside the showroom. This is a nice side-by-side. This had KMXL, 6 KMXL 8 inches, and four of our thin L7T 10-inch subwoofers, one beneath each seat. This thing was fantastic. I didn't get to drive it. They wouldn't let me take it out in the parking lot and do donuts or anything like that. No smoky burnouts, but KMC5 Kicker radio in the dash there. Really, really nice ride. So that was a fun trip. And let's see, what else we got here? Other cool photos. Oh, we got some pictures from the Sandsport Super Show. This is an event that we've been doing for quite a few years now. And no, this is, oh, is this Catfest? My notes said Super Sand Sport Show, but Catfest makes more sense actually. So there's the XRV, and it is hanging out in the parking lot. And this is not giving me, stop that. It's not letting me go through the pictures in an easy fashion for some reason. Technical, oh, because they're compressed, that's why. So these pictures, these were probably taken by Lauren, or is this JW? I don't know, a bunch of you guys were out there this event. What an incredible event. If you guys like water, you like power sports on the water, and you like great audio, I mean, check this out. This is a nightclub on a pontoon boat. And this is what they call the boom tune. Is that right, Stephen? The boom tune? Boom tune? Yeah, this, I'm going to be out there for, in Lake Havasu. This is in Lake Havasu, Arizona. I'm going to be out there for the Desert Storm event, and I'm looking forward to this nightclub on the water. Yes, that is a slide. So if you're feeling frisky, you can hop on that slide and land yourself in the water. Swim back up here and get yourself a beverage. Beverage of your choice, of course. I don't know why this is so slow, but oh my gosh, what is, wow, that's incredible. Is this one of ours? Is it?
That's Jeff.
Oh, that's Elite Audio. Jeff Cuvier?
Yeah, look at the speakers above the water, under the pontoon.
Under, okay, so these are under the pontoon. Oh my Lord, look at that. Those are 11-inch KMTC 11s under the boat. And then he's got, looks like 4 KMXLs. And then, oh, look at all, I can't count that high. I don't have the capability. That's amazing. Jeff, if you're watching, you're hanging out tonight, man, that's incredible. I guess I'm going to get to hear that thing in a couple of weeks. This must be Lauren's side by side, is that right? Because it looks like Captain America and Evel Knievel had a love child. That's what that's got to be. Oh, more wickedness. LEDs all day, all night, as far as the eye can see. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. That's got to be a $500,000 boat. Amazing. I probably should have signed up for whatever these guys do for a living. Amazing. Yeah, KMXL 6x9s throughout this boat. This can't be Lauren's boat, is it?
That's Andre.
Andre. Andre, I want a demo when I get up there if you're watching tonight.
So good.
Oh, his boat's called Okay Honey? Okay, honey. That is awesome. All right, Ernie, I think that's it for the cool pictures. Oh, wait, no, there's a Toyota Tundra. Okay, I'm sorry, we got one more. Bear with me. I know this is a late night, but we got one more, and this is a beautiful install. I think Ernie brought this to my attention.
Adrian's Mayhem Tundra.
Adrian's Mayhem Tundra. Okay, so if you're not sure what you're looking at, these are Solo X 12s.
10s.
These are 10s. Painted red. The back sides are painted red. And this is a center console. Now, I was telling Howard and Robert that a Solo X running full power for many, many hours will actually get hot enough to char the wood of the enclosure if it's too close. Now imagine putting your arm on the backside of this woofer as you're driving down the road. Yeah, you're going to hear some bacon sizzling there. Check out this work. We decide this is probably 3D printed, but look at this. So this is the tubing that holds the KMXL, I think these are 9s, and then they've covered it with this 3D printed exoskeleton. Beautiful work. And this is what pulls that boat, is that correct, Stephen?
What?
This pulls that boat? Oh, it doesn't.
No, this is Adrian. It's just another guy.
Oh, a different guy, okay, okay. Yeah, beautiful work, Adrian. I hope you're watching, because...
He'll have this at SEMA and all kinds of places.
Okay, so we'll get a chance to see that again. All right, very nice. Okay, so that's the cool picks, that's the fail picks. Events, so as I think I indicated earlier, we have Oklahoma Skills USA Mobile Electronics Installation Competition happening Thursday here in Stillwater at Meridian Technology Center. Our friends Rick and Eric, they're two of the automotive instructors over there, They are going to be hosting the competition, and this is for competitors from all over Oklahoma. Last year, I think we had 40 or so competitors. It was a lot, and we have to limit it a little bit because it's just too many guys, too many girls, and it takes way too long for as many competition sections as they have. And so we're doing this competition here on Thursday. Brian Gary is going to be helping us out. Of course, Jacob Lucky, he'll be back from Canada on Wednesday. He's going to help us out on Thursday, and we're going to run these young men and women through their competition paces. And the top 3 winners from the high school division and top 3 winners from the college division, the post-secondary, they all get kicker prizes, excellent kicker prizes. They basically get a pile of kicker money, and then we help them shop on kicker.com, pick out whatever they need for their ride. And then the top competitor from the high school and the top competitor from secondary, they get to go to Atlanta, Georgia for the national finals, which will also be there. Jacob and I will be there helping out, and Brian Gary as well, and Scott Dilbeck and Chris Jack. All of the team are going to be there running the national competition, so we're very excited about that. And speaking of Skills USA, we had a nice article written about us. I want to pull it up here. On CE Outlook, Amy Gilroy, she put together a really nice article that, whoops, where is it? That's not it. She put together a nice article talking about Skills USA. Ernie, can you pull up my laptop again? This is the CE Outlook article, and in it, we're talking about, this is specifically to industry gentlemen and ladies. If car audio has been good to you, we would really like some support in funding the future generations of car audio enthusiasts. We need highly skilled men and women to install our products to help consumers choose the products that are going to be installed in their systems. And all that starts in school, specifically trade schools. And Skills USA is the organization that helps the trade school students figure out who's the best of the best. And then as an industry, we can identify who's passionate about mobile audio, and we can get them into the industry as professionals. And we need your help. And Amy Gilroy also set up a GoFundMe. So if you're interested in giving some money to this cause, maybe you don't have the time or energy to participate, but you do have some funding that would help, there is a GoFundMe campaign to assist with the competition. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we would love to have your help. And I think I even have that GoFundMe page here somewhere that, well, it's available on kicker.com. Well, we don't want to answer the survey. It's available, just reach out to us and we can help you go to the GoFundMe page. But if you type in Skills USA GoFundMe, you'll certainly find it. And that'd be a great way to help us out with the next generation of installers, technicians, salespeople, shop owners, and aficionados. So that's what's coming up. Also, Lake Havasu, once again, we're going to be doing Desert Storm. I'm going to be out there for my first time ever. I'm really excited. Rob and Lisa, Lauren, you guys hold a cold beverage for me. I'll be out there in a couple of weeks. We're going to have a great time. My first experience ever. Very excited about this event. So that's coming up. And now some winners. Let's give away some free stuff. Third place. Who is the third place winner tonight? Third place, Michael R. from California. Congratulations, Michael R. You get the EB400s, the koozie, and the t-shirt. Second place winner. Who is the second place winner? Mark G. from Texas. Mark G., your second place winner. You get the t-shirt, the 2 koozies, and you get the TW2s. That's the true wireless in-ear monitors from Kicker. And first place winner, Troy C. from Ontario. Is that Canada or Connecticut? I'm guessing it's Canada. Ontario, Canada, the Frozen North, our friends up in the Frozen North. You're the first place winner. You get the Bullfrog and the t-shirt and the 2 koozies. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that Andy's got a show tonight. Andy's got a show tonight, so stay tuned. Andy's going to continue the fun on his own channel, and we want you to hang out for that. Our next show is going to be the 29th of this month. That's April 29th, and we'll be back in here. I've already forgotten what we're talking about, but it's going to be a lot of fun, so be sure to tune in. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Thank you to our guests. We had a great time tonight, and we look forward to you on the next Unmasked. Good evening.